Hi friends, it's Miss Carrie again, and Miss Jess is behind me. We're gonna work on project number 6 in your kit. If you are with the Tuesday and Thursday pre-K and kindergarten class, so if you are with me, your kits should have a separate number 6 and separate number 7 project. So you're gonna take your number 6 project out. It's gonna be in a brown paper bag. Open it up, and that's what we're gonna work on today. We're gonna be making donuts. So, do you mind grabbing the example for me, Jess? I'll show you guys the example of the finished product. I know you have it in a picture, but this is one that we've worked on before. It's coming. So we're gonna be making these guys today. See, it's like a 3D donut. It's kind of cool. So the first thing we're gonna do your background. Get that out of the way and start getting it ready to dry. So you're gonna take your canvas out. You should have a square canvas in there. And what should we do for our background? Should I draw a plate? Yeah, I'm gonna draw a plate.
I like that.
So you're gonna get your oil pastels. What shape is a plate? It's a circle, right? Does your circle have to be perfect? No way. Just do the best you can. So since I have a square shape, I'm gonna try and fill up that shape as much as I can. Maybe I'll pick a darker color so you guys can see it. I'm gonna pick the black oil pastel. I'm just going around. This is a very artisanal China set. It's handmade, so it's not a perfect circle. I'm gonna color it a bit. You don't have to make a plate either. You guys could do just like what we did with our, what did we just finish? The bumblebee. You could just do like a colored background and break up your negative space. So when we say break up your negative space, we want you to break up this white, right? And then I'm gonna go ahead and paint it. So I'm gonna do my plate like a yellow color. I'm gonna take a brush. I'm gonna take a bigger brush. Remember we said choose a brush that fills up your space a little bit better. This brush is a little far from me. There we go. So I'm gonna use this brush. I'm gonna go ahead and get the inside of that shape I drew wet. You wanna get your canvas wet before you use your your watercolors so that your watercolors spread nicely, right? And then I'm gonna take my brush, I'm gonna dip it inside my watercolor, and this is the inside of my plate. I'm gonna have a yellow and black plate for my donut. Like that. Then for the outside of my plate, I'm gonna pick a blue. But before I do that, I need to rinse off my brush. I'm gonna shake it inside my water cup. Oh, I should have said that too. After you pull your supplies out for project number 6, make sure you have a water cup because you're gonna need it to plaster and you're gonna need it to rinse your brush. So I'm gonna do the same thing. My brush is wet. So I'm gonna paint that space around my plate with the water. This is gonna thin out my watercolor. It's gonna help me spread it a little more evenly. I'm dipping my brush inside my watercolor. And I'm just gonna go ahead and paint around my plate. And again, if you guys choose not to make a plate and you guys just wanna paint this one color, go ahead. Maybe you can even mix 2 colors. If I was to mix my blue and my yellow watercolor, I would probably be getting like a greenish color. But yeah, so this is my background. I'm gonna let it set. Start working on my donut. Now my brush is a little bit messy, so I'm gonna clean it up in the water. If you are not in luck like me to have an assistant with you, you have to go change your water. Jess, can you give me a new water cup? So change your water, because we're gonna be dipping it inside this water. See, and my water is kind of like greenish from painting with it. So just get yourself a new water cup. But through the magic of Miss Jess, there's my water cup. So to make the donut inside your kit, you're gonna have this like pack of foil, right? And we're gonna manipulate this foil so you can shape it into a donut shape. So you're gonna open up your foil, it's pretty long, and a donut shape is a circle with a hole in the middle. So I'm gonna fold this, you can fold it any way you want. I'm gonna roll it. Just like that. And then I'm gonna start shaping it into that donut shape. Now the tighter you form your foil, the smaller your donut's gonna be, the more compact it's gonna be. But if your donut, if you don't want a small donut, you want a big donut, you can do that too. Just remember the size of your canvas. So if your donut is bigger than your canvas, then we won't be able to see your canvas. Yeah, so just shape it into a donut. Like that. I think this looks pretty good. And this is gonna be the skeleton for our donut, right? Because we wanna plaster it. So remember, I had that big sheet of aluminum foil and I folded it and then I rolled it and then I shaped it into my donut. Now I have this donut. So next, I'm gonna take my plaster, should be in your kit, and I'm gonna dip it inside my water. I'm gonna dip it and I'm gonna start wrapping my donut. So I'm putting it inside my donut hole, I'm wrapping it around. You can try many ways to wrap your donut. You don't have to wrap it like that. You could wrap it just going on the outside of it. But remember, this is a 3D shape, so I have to wrap the entire donut. So I have to think about the space that my shape is taking up, right? I can't just put all my plaster on one side because then I won't be able to paint it, because the paint doesn't really stick well to the aluminum foil. So keep dipping and wrapping and dipping. I'm using my hands to smooth it down. See how it's almost all covered already? It's starting to look like a big powdered donut. I'm starting to get hungry. Wrapping it. You can do the back side of it too. When you flip it over to do the back side, just make sure you press your plaster onto your donut firmly so that you don't lose pieces while you're doing the other side. Are donuts anyone's favorite treats? They're my oldest daughter. She's 5. It's her favorite treat. Is a donut. I like donuts too. Does anyone not like donuts? So here. So now my donut, it's all covered. I'm gonna let this set. I want my plaster to harden a little bit before I paint it. I'm gonna take a wipe. I'm gonna clean up my art space. I'm gonna wipe down my hands a little bit. And then what on the donut is your favorite part? Is it the frosting? It's mine also. That's what we're gonna work on next. Inside your kit, you should have a full package of Model Magic. You're gonna open that up. You might need to ask for some help to open it, and that's okay. You're gonna take your Model Magic out. You're gonna play with it. Remember we talked about hand building skills? So you can do a hand transfer, go from hand to hand, squeezing your clay, strengthening your hand muscles. You can roll it in a ball by going around and around. You can make it into a snake by going up and down and up and down. And when you're going up and down, you want to put a little bit of pressure. You want to almost smush it, but keep rolling it as you smush, right? Ooh, this is gonna be a long snake. See? Once you have a snake shape, you can stretch it. You can make it into a snail. So all these simple hand building skills, they're making my body slow down, right? They're making me concentrate on my clay. But they're also making my hands work. So once you've played with your clay and you're happy with the amount of clay you played with, we're gonna roll it into a ball. So you're gonna roll it into a ball. Just like this. And from that ball, you're gonna make a pancake. So I'm gonna take my hand that's flat, I'm gonna pat it down. I'm gonna pick it up, flip it around, pat it down. Once you start getting that pancake shape, you can start kneading it in your hand and pressing it. We want a big flat circle. We want our circle to be almost the size of our donut. So at some points you can stop and measure it up. I'm almost there. I keep pressing, stretching it out. We're gonna blanket our donut with this clay. Yeah, that's a good size. So some of you guys might want to put a hole in it right away. That's fine. And others are gonna put the hole in it on top. Both work. I like to do it right away. So find the center to your circle. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're gonna pinch and pull a little hole. See? Teeny tiny. And I'm gonna work that hole a little bit bigger so that it resembles my donut, right? But this one's nice and thick. This is the cake part. And this is the frosting. So it's thinner. And I'm gonna blanket that over my donut. So now that my frosting is done, I'll go ahead and paint it and get that set. So what color frosting should I do? My background is like blue and yellow. I'm gonna make a chocolate donut. I'll do pink frosting. So I'm gonna take my paints and I'm gonna put the red directly on my frosting. And then I'm gonna take my white, and remember, we put these popsicle sticks in your kit so that you could scoop out your paints directly on your projects, right? And then I'm gonna take my clean brush that I went over and rinsed out, and I'm gonna mix these colors together. See? Now I'm making pink. Red and white make pink. You can go around in a circle. It's okay if you paint your table. Now I have a pink frosted donut shape, see? You can add your sprinkles now. So if you look through your kit inside your bag, you'll see all these little cut up pieces of paper. You can sprinkle you can sprinkle your sprinkles on. So pinch and let them fall right onto your shape, just like I did. You can put as many as you want. I like a lot of sprinkles on mine. My frosting is done. I'm gonna set this aside. Some of you guys might have also gotten some sprinkles, like some sequin sprinkles, add those on. You know, donut making, there's a lot of options out there. So now I'm gonna bring back my donut shape. It already started getting pretty hard. So inside your supply kit, you're gonna find your brown paint. Since I'm not gonna be mixing my paint with any other color, I'm gonna paint my donut like a chocolate color. You can paint your donut any color you want. You can make a blue donut, you could make a pink donut, a yellow donut, white donut, it's up to you. All the paints are in your kit, so pick out the color that you want your donut to be. I love chocolate donuts, so I'm gonna do a chocolate donut. So I'm gonna dip my paint directly, I'm gonna dip my brush directly into my paint. I'm gonna paint this entire shape. It's a little tricky because there's a hole in the center. And it's a 3D shape, so I have to make sure I get every inch of it. I want the whole thing to taste like a chocolate donut. You craving chocolate donuts now, Miss Jess?
Mm-hmm. Sure am.
All right, let's pretty tasty. So my entire donut is now chocolified. See? So now is the fun part. I get to put my frosting onto my donut. I'm gonna clean up my area a little bit. I'm gonna pick up my frosting. I'm gonna bring it over to my donut. I'm gonna press it on.
Looks delicious.
You like it? Yummy! See? The chocolate donut with thick glaze. You can press it on harder, like really smush it on there. I'm gonna wipe. And now I'm gonna glue it onto my background. My background's bled a little bit, which means the paint's kind of mushed in together, but that's okay. I'm gonna show you how to fix it. Oops. Party going on over there. So see how it's bleeding a little bit? I'm gonna take a paper towel or a wipe and I'm just gonna stamp that up a bit. That's all you kind of need to do. All right, now I'm gonna glue it on. I'm gonna look for my glue. Give it a little shakety shake. I'm gonna glue in a circle shape because my donut is circular. And then you're gonna press your donut on your canvas. Now you have a donut that's good enough to eat, see? But yeah, let it dry anywhere you want. And then once it's dry, you'll be able to hang it on your wall. Just like this, you'll have a 3D donut. All right? So again, that was craft number 6. If you are in the Tuesday and Thursday pre-K and kindergarten class, you'll have a donut kit. So you can go ahead and make that. If you have any questions, email us. We hope you like creating. Have a great day, friends. Bye.